everybody, and welcome back to Tales of Wanderlust. I'm Cass, and if you want to join me on an after-work hike to go see a volcano and an ice cave, then stay tuned. Alright, as my first week in the Alaskan continues, I'm still making my way from Flagstaff over to Colorado to pick up Jasper. And part of the agreement of taking the Alaskan out for 3 weeks is I'm doing a pop-up tour, which is when Alaskan has somebody, like me, drive the camper around for a few weeks and then spend a couple hours in town parks and show off the camper there. Since they don't have a dealer network, this is the way that they get their camper out to show it to other people. So the route from Flagstaff up to Colorado is taking I-40 across New Mexico, which parallels Old Route 66. And last night I stayed in the parking lot of the Junkyard 66 Brewery. They have amazing brisket, good beer, and a really large open parking lot that is really easy to get into. So you can see I have my blinds closed, so I have some privacy while I am parked here. And on Google Maps I pin things that I've been wanting to see. So when I was looking at my map earlier, Bandera Volcano is only about 30 minutes south of here. It's a place that I've been wanting to go see for a while. It's a short hike, so now that I'm done work, I'm gonna go check that out. Alright, we are here at Bandera Volcano, and there is a little gift shop that you go in to buy your ticket. They close at 5 and it's 4:30, but as long as you check in and pay before they close, you can hike up until dark. The gentleman inside the store was amazing to talk to. He went through so much history here. It was absolutely incredible, and he actually really got me excited for this hike. I wish I had my camera, although I've never asked anybody if they would let me film them, but he was such a wealth of knowledge and so much fun to talk to. So let's go check out this hike and see what we find. There's actually aspen trees coming up along here on the trail. This is so beautiful. Alright, according to our self-guided tour, this is the first time you can see the actual volcano. So here you can see the cross-section of the volcano, and that's what we're gonna hike up to and get on the edge of. Self-guided tour is really cool because you find the little numbers and you can read it, but I've been so enthralled with everything around me. I have currently missed 4 out of the 6, so I gotta keep a better eye out for the little markers that tell me what is what. It's always so crazy to me when you see lava rock that actually looks like lava, but it's usually like black and smooth that you see in geology class. And it's only when I started traveling did I find places like this where it's quite literally a lava flow and it dried, and it looks like a lava flow that dried. It is just really cool to me. Another place that has the lava rock exposed like that is Craters of the Moon up in Idaho. And that was one of the first times I had seen it. And I don't know, there's something about it. It always makes me feel like a little kid on Christmas. Found a little trail, so I got a sneak peek of, if it's what I'm thinking, it's the lava tube that runs from here out, which the gentleman inside said this is the largest lava tube in the continental US, if I remember correctly. He had so much interesting information. He rattled it off so quickly. So you'll have to come visit, do this tour, double check everything, make sure I'm right. But that is the lava tube that came out of the volcano, and then it's collapsed over time, which is why it's turned into this cool area, and also why you gotta be careful not fall in. And we found a volcano. I'm watching my foot placement so I don't fall in the volcano. That was one of the warnings. He was like, if you fall in, you're probably not getting back out. And it makes sense because look how steep it is all the way around. Aspens are my favorite tree. I am loving how many aspens there are along here. And in the wind, you can hear them going. The wind stopped. It is now dead still. But I'll get some footage of the wind. All right, that is the volcano. It is now time to head towards the ice cave, which is why they call it the Fire and Ice Tour. All right, we've hit our intersection. I mean, how cool is that? He did mention that this trail is only 15 years old. The other one is over 80 years old. So this one feels a little bit more like off-roading. It's true. It is just all lava rocks like that big. So, watch your step. It's not bad. It's just an ankle twister, you know? Down in the shop where you enter and you pay, there's a whole display of pottery. And when the gentleman that owned this came back from, I think he said World War II, he came out here to the lava fields and he ended up finding all of that pottery out here near the ice caves. Can you imagine digging around in this rock and then finding a huge thing of pottery? A lot of the pottery was found over by the ice caves. So it appears that a lot of the settlement was around the ice cave itself. So now all I have to do is walk down this path while filming, not break an ankle. This is how YouTube accidents happen, because I'm watching here and not here. What's interesting is the volcano is not even a half mile that way. And I think he was saying it's like 400, 300 feet elevation difference. Up there, the aspens were growing. Down here, it is much more desert style plants. And there's actually cactus growing out in the lava flows. It's amazing what a few hundred feet of elevation will do. I have missed most of the self-guided tour. And it's because I'm staring at everything around me. Look how kind of hidden this one is. So if you do come and do this, keep your eyes to the ground too, if you want to actually follow the self-guided tour. I'm just going to read the brochure after. So this is not a long hike at all. It's about 1.5 miles total. It takes an hour, unless you're me. And you're filming, you're stopping a lot, then it takes like 1.5 hours. Referencing this. This is a collapsed lava tube down to the ice cave. Oh, this is cool. And now they're gone. And it's a little eerie being down here alone. So on this one, reading the guide is important. The temperature in here is perpetual because of the shape of the cave, and it never gets above 31 degrees in here. So still today, when there's rainfall, it comes in here and it freezes. So the ice is actually growing, not shrinking. The gentleman in the store was also telling me that back in like the 30s and the 40s, they would come down here and they would get ice because ice was such a
commodity, especially in New Mexico in that time. So they actually stopped getting ice out of here in 1946, and it was 12 feet high at that point, the ice was. It is now 20 feet thick and growing. There's also this really cool green color, which is actually an Arctic algae, but the Arctic algae, they have absolutely no idea why it's here. So it's been drilled, it's being researched, but somehow there's a little bit of the Arctic here in New Mexico, and it is completely silent down here. It's a little bit creepy, so I'm gonna head back up those stairs and get out of here. Also, one of those real life versus camera things. It is definitely green. You can see the green, but the way it's glowing on the camera, that's a camera illusion. So here, it just looks like really thick ice with rocks. Green algae, like the normal color of algae, which reminds me a little bit, if you go and hike glaciers, it's got that kind of a crazy blue, and the camera really emphasizes it. So kind of an interesting illusion. Difference is insane. If you're ever in New Mexico, riding along I-40 and it's hot, come visit the ice caves. Natural air conditioning. Let's get back to the truck. I'm hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. I am so glad I stopped here. It was kind of a whim after work, but definitely worth the trip. I think it was $15 for the entrance fee. You know the problem with filming for YouTube? I didn't take a single picture. I'm just gonna take a picture off the film. I'm not going back up and down those stairs. How did I not take any pictures?